Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the what, the why, and the how of keyword research. What keyword research is, why we do keyword research, and I'm going to basically give an introduction to how we do keyword research. Okay, so what exactly is keyword research? Basically, keyword research is optimizing what's in your control as far as your website goes for ranking it based on certain keywords that you choose that you want to rank for. And the keywords that you select would be based on their monthly search volume and of course their competitiveness, whether they are easy keywords or hard keywords. And another important factor would be your time and money, what kind of timelines you're looking for and what kind of budgets you have or your clients have for the websites. Now, when you're doing keyword research and optimization, there are three important things that come into play. There's your on-page factors, your off-page factors, and of late the user experience, of course, for which you don't have much control, but we'll talk about that later on. I will get into details about each of these later on in the advanced topics, but for now I'm just going to cover what kind of factors these are. So on-page factors would be things like your title, which is the stuff that shows up when you search for Google in blue as a link. That's your title tag, your attribute. And on your when you're optimizing every page of your site, there's a meta title tag, and you have to define your title over there. So that's your title tag. Then you have things like slug, your URL, which is of course the actual the keywords appearing in the URL itself, the naming of the page, the .html or the URL. And then there's the H1, H2 and H3 tags, and of course the H4 also in some cases. Google uses these for ranking. Yeah. And then there's images, the what kind of alt tag you're going to be using in the images. And there's also the caption, which I'll come to in the advanced topics. And of course, and we have the text, which is the content of the page. Of course, H1, H2, H3 and all these other factors are also sort of part of the content. So these are all like the on-page factors. And you have LSI, which is latent semantic index. That's related keywords to your primary keyword that you want to rank for, and you need to make sure that you have enough of these in the content of your page. If you're just trying to optimize for a particular keyword and you don't have related keywords in the page, then Google's advanced algorithm is going to sort of not give you as much weightage for ranking. So you need to make sure you not keyword stuffing, but you write naturally, but you need to make sure that you have your related keywords coming into your content. And when I write my do my on page, I just write the article and then I optimize it. So then you can always come back and look at and I'll show you how to do that. So you find the LSI keywords, the related keywords, and then you can figure out how to insert them in the page. And of course, the siloing. Siloing is basically how you structure and interlink your pages and your whole site structure. It's very important as far as the link juice flow for your internal link juice flow goes. So you can actually it also tells Google which are the important pages. So if you have all your internal links like going to a few pages of your site, then automatically you can drive all the juice from the other pages to those specific pages. It also tells Google that those are the important pages, and that's called siloing and structuring your site internally. And you can have multiple tiers, and we'll talk about how exactly to do silo. It is an advanced topic, and it is a very important topic because it basically helps you pass link juice internally within your page, and that does help you rank. And Google is not going to penalize you for keyword stuffing over there. And then you have the off-page factors, such as your backlinks, which are basically your backlinks to your site, and of course social signals will also come in there. But now where you drop the backlinks is very important. So you need to understand the sites that you're dropping them on, whether they are related to your niche. They have to be related, they have to be relevant. because relevancy is playing a very important factor right now. So you can't just go along and spam the web and drop links in non-relevant pages and sites that are not related to your niche. The more relevant the sites where you drop your backlinks and the more authority they have, the more link juice they're going to pass through for that particular keyword. Also the content on that page. So if you're writing, if you want to rank in a travel niche and you drop you create a page and drop a backlink to your site, but your page is not talking about travel, it's talking about sports, you're not going to get any link juice flowing for that particular keyword. So you need to make sure that the content you create is highly relevant to the keywords you want to rank and also the pages that you're linking out to. And then you need to use the right anchors, and now that is a huge topic and we'll come into that later, but making sure that you use the right anchor links is very important. You can't keyword stuff, you can't go around, you need to use brand keywords, you need to use general anchors, you need to use LSI anchors, so that's a huge topic over there, and how to optimize and make sure that Google is not sort of catching your backlink activity in the spam filter because you've gone ahead and over optimized, or you've stuffed your anchors and not done it in a naturally looking and an organic manner. And of course, and there's mentions also. So Google also looks at your brand mentions, even though you don't have anchors. They're going to look at that and give you points for that. And then we talk about, then there's user experience, which is a new thing. And of course, Google has been doing this very silently all throughout 2015, but they never told anyone about this. But they're running their artificial intelligence and their ranked brain algorithm, which is doing a lot of deep learning and understanding how people use their Chrome browser. Yes, they are tracking activity in the Chrome browser, if you didn't know that. And so they've got this whole data set, and they understand how, and they are tracking firstly what kind of links people click on in their search results. And after they click on a link, when they come to your site, they are measuring the engagement, whether they continue to click and interact with your site, and then whether they do a bounce back. So do they go back and continue their search, or do they terminate their search? So while this doesn't hurt your rankings, this can't give you a negative ranking factor. That's the engagement and the bounce backs, but they will give you positive points if you don't have too many bounce backs and if you have good user engagement. So it just reaffirms. So it's like you use the backlinks to sort of rank, and then you use the user experience to stick there or to overtake your competitors. So if your user experience and your engagement is good, you're going to only jump up in the ranks over time. And that's what Google uses. It uses their rank brain and their Panda algorithm to do that. And we talk about that in the later chapters, in the later course. Okay, so now why do we do keyword research? Now, obviously, the primary reason to do keyword research is because we want to get organic traffic from Google. We want to rank on top for the search queries that we're targeting. So, when and not only the search queries that we're targeting, not only the keywords that we're targeting, but also similar keywords. And we must also understand that when the Hummingbird algorithm the Hummingbird update came along, that was the most significant and the biggest update that Google released. And it's not talked about very much, but the Hummingbird algorithm basically classifies content around the web in it classifies the content around the web in search entities. So it's sort of like groups. So it comes to your site, it understands the bot comes to your site, it crawls it understands what the page is about, what the site is about, and then it creates an entity of your site. So it sort of relates all the different keywords that you're using, and then it sort of understands and gives you points, and it understands what your site should rank for. Of course, it looks at the backlinks also and other factors, but so Google is ranking entities now, not just keywords. So you will so coming back to why we're talking about entities, it's because you may want to optimize for a few keywords, but you'll find you're ranking for other keywords. And how does that happen? You've not optimized your site for that. You've not done any SEO for those keywords, but you're still ranking for those keywords. That's because Google has come to your site and it's sort of understood what the page is about, and that's using the Hummingbird algorithm, and it then finds related keywords and it automatically ranks your site for those entities. And you must understand, people are now not just typing in like single keywords, they're typing in long phrases, and that's where Hummingbird is also very powerful and comes along, because it's now understanding those search queries. It works with RankBrain very closely now, and it understands the queries, and it breaks it up. It looks for the entities that match those queries, and then it starts ranking sites based on that. So it's very important to understand that when you do keyword research, you're not just targeting those particular keywords. You're going to find you're going to rank for a lot of other keywords also, which are not the keywords you initially wanted to rank for, but they're related keywords, and that's very important. You get all that traffic. It's all free traffic for the keywords you want to rank for, and free traffic for even keywords you not try to rank for, but which are related to your topic and are related to your content of your site. Okay, so how do we do keyword research? Firstly, the algorithm is always changing. There are updates to it. So you need to understand what the current Google ranking parameters are. If you don't understand that, if you don't stay up to date, you're not going to be able to rank. Your rankings are going to drop, and then you're going to wonder why it's happening. So it's very important to be up to date. And if you come back to this course and to my topics, I'm always updating my course. So you can come back and understand the latest ranking parameters, or you can stay updated by visiting many forums, but don't always believe what you read. You have to visit like things like the Google Webmaster Hangouts and places like that. And it's not easy, but you need to keep, visit the news sites, and you need to stay updated because SEO is always changing. And if you're not up to date, then you can't do keyword research, because then you're going to be optimizing for the wrong things, or you're going to be over optimizing, or you're going to be doing stuff that's outdated, and that'll get you sort of caught in the algorithm filters, and you could get a manual or a algorithmic penalty, and you don't want that happening. So just make sure you're always updating yourself. We study how competitive the keywords are. That's the first step that we need to understand. We need to understand, firstly, when you choose your keywords, you need to understand how competitive each of these keywords are. When you choose a potential list of keywords, you have to go in there and you have to understand the competitiveness of each of the keywords, and and there are a lot of factors that come into play for that. We need to study how many competitors are trying to do SEO for that, or what kind of how many other pages there are on the internet that are trying optimize for those keywords. And so, of course, if you want to if you're going after a really difficult keyword, it's going to be impossible to rank, and you're going to be wasting your money. For something like if you try to rank for payday loans, or keywords that are highly competitive, it's not going to be easy. So understanding the competitiveness of your keyword is of primary importance, and of course it's tied into your time and budget. If your clients have a large budget and they have like a year for the site to rank, and they tell you like a budget is $20,000 a month, then you could go after the competitive keywords, because then you can spend more time and more effort in trying to rank those harder keywords. You need to choose your keywords and your target pages in a planned manner. When you choose your keywords, you need to coordinate which pages on your site you want to rank for those keywords, and you need to understand that the two are related, and you need to go after them in a planned manner. So you need to draw up Excel sheets, and each of your target pages, put the URLs, put the title tags, and put the keywords in there that you want to rank for, and then you can start doing your firing up all the tools and then examining things further. Of course, there are many free and paid tools to do your research, and we'll talk about that in this course in the future topics. The free tools will there are plenty of free tools out there, and there are plenty of paid tools. Each of them have their advantages, of course, and it all depends on what kind of budgets you have. In the end, you also need to ask yourself, are you doing black hat SEO or are you doing white hat SEO? And that also plays a factor over here, because if you're going to be doing black hat SEO and you're going to be running tools, automated tools like GSA or SEnuke or Xrumor and things like that, which I wouldn't recommend now, a lot of them, and because you could get caught very fast. And you need to understand whether you want to rank your website or you want to rank parasite pages, you want to rank buffer sites. We'll talk about these advanced techniques later, but that's a very important question you need to ask yourself. Are you ranking a throwaway site? Is it a black hat site which you don't care for? Your client's given you and he doesn't care if it gets penalized, or if he wants to play the safe game and it's like a branded site and it's his company site and they don't want to mess around and they want only white hat SEO. Of course, there's a lot of gray hat also that comes in the middle. Now, as far as the free and paid tools go, you need to understand that before we even talk about these tools, we need to understand what the Google search operatives and the parameters are. Things like, and we will talk about these in the next workshop, where I'll run through you on these search parameters, because you need to understand things like the title tag and how Google uses that to understand how many pages on the web contain a particular keyword. So for example, there's a search parameter called all-in title, and I'll show you how to use that. And there are many other parameters, and you need to understand what these search operatives are. So you need to understand the underlying what's in the engine before you actually start using your tools to try and fix what's in the engine. So there are a lot of free tools, and these free tools will get you there. I'm not saying you can't do SEO without paid tools. You can do SEO with free tools, and free tools will get you where you want to go. But the paid tools are going to get you there faster. And there are many paid tools out there, and I highly recommend some, because it's going to save you a lot of headache. It's going to save you a lot of time and money in the long run, and it's going to give you better, faster snapshots and understandings and analysis of your keywords. Please also look at the resources section that's there in this that accompanies these videos, because I will keep updating those, and I will link out to all the tools that you need to use. And if I have discount coupons for some of these tools, I'll gladly put them in there. Please understand once again that new tools keep coming out, and you need to stay updated. And you need to understand what the new tools are, and new tools are released, either they do better, they do something better than what the old tools have done, or they come out because Google changes the algorithm and somebody figures out how to sort of conform to the algorithm update, and then they come out with a tool that makes your life easier, and so you can rank faster, and you need to really stay updated. Okay, so thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.